Join me with your cup of coffee for my coffee break, where we talk shop about life and interior design. Dream big, have a vision of what you want in life, and choose people who support you and make you feel bright. Make your environment an extension of who you really are, so that you are inspired every day. And now come on and join me on my coffee break at ourwarriordesigns.org, designing the heart of your home.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Coffee Break, where we talk about the impact of interior design in your world. I'm Remya Warrior, the host and producer of this show. For me, design is not just about making a room look pretty. It's about creating that right environment that brings out the best in you. Our guest today is the beautiful and adorable Wendy Woloschuk. And she feels the same way about design as I do. Now, since Wendy Woloschuk established her award-winning interior design firm, Details Full Service Interiors, over 10 years ago, her down-to-earth approach has transformed homes across the country, both online and in person. She loves to mix styles and break the rules to create personalized homes for her clients. Rooted in the belief that everyone deserves a functional home that they're proud of, Wendy uses her practical approach to create personalized, memorable spaces for her clients to enjoy with family and friends. That's where her tagline, Interior Design for the Way You Live, comes from. Her work has been featured in numerous publications as well as online. Wendy does a daily Facebook Live series called Daily Details. So make sure you connect with her on Facebook. Besides being passionate about interior design and her family, she also has an obsession with the New England Patriots, country music, and her dog. Hey, Wendy.
Hi.
Thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I am also obsessed about my dog.
Hopefully mine doesn't bark.
Yours doesn't bark?
Hopefully.
Okay. So what kind of dog do you have?
He's a schnug, half schnauzer and half pug.
Oh, cute. Mine's a golden retriever.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right. So today Wendy's here to show us or give her 5 tips for fall decorating. And knowing Wendy, she always has an extra tip for us.
I might.
Wendy?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. So now I'm going to share my screen. And we are going to see the before picture. And I'm telling you, the before picture is so good. You will really be surprised to see the after picture. So let me share my screen. So we're going to help you create a home you love. 5 tips for fall decorating by Wendy. And her website is www.detailsfullserviceinteriors.com. And here is the before picture. Oh my God, I can just like keep going on and on about this particular room.
Thank you. When I started that room, I actually designed that room prior to even doing the fall decor. So when I started that room, it was actually just about empty.
Cool. So
yeah.
So you redid the built-in and everything, right? You're responsible for
the built-ins were there, but they were empty. So really there was nothing in that room at all.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So you helped them with the furniture, and I love the coffee table, how it's like fits together and stuff.
Yeah, the nesting table is pretty. Yeah, the top is stone. Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah. And I love the lines of like, even though you can't see the entire thing, I can like figure like the lines of what it is at the bottom. That really looks cool. And you were also mentioning that you did those cornices. So we do need to talk about that a little bit too.
I did make that cornice. Yep. The drapery panels are ready-made panels. And then I made the cornice on the top.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. All right, so now we're going to be getting into the 5 tips.
Okay.
First step. Go ahead.
First tip is, as with any holiday decorating, I always recommend that you, when you're adding in decor for the holidays, you replace decor that you already have there. So remove some things that you have there every day and then replace them with holiday decor, whatever the holiday is. So in this case, it's going to be fall. And because otherwise it gets too cluttery and then you're not getting to enjoy your holiday decor.
Yeah. So this way it looks much more clean.
Right.
Just like how you like, I mean, I'm sure just like how they like it, because that's how they design the room.
Yep.
Right. So yeah, absolutely. Makes very total sense.
Yep. And another tip for that is that whether it's fall decor or Christmas decor or whatever you have, what I like to do is the things that you take out, I pack them away in the box that the holiday decor came out of. So that way, when you're putting your holiday decor away, the stuff that goes up there every day goes right back up.
Oh, that's a great tip. Yeah.
Yep. So, so in this case, we swapped out some of the things on the shelf for pumpkins. We swapped out the spheres that were in those vases for some gourds. And then I swapped out some vases that go on the hearth and swapped that out for the mums.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Tip number 2.
Tip number 2 is add some cozy blankets and pillows for warmth and texture. So when you're getting your home ready for fall, you start to think about the weather and it getting a little bit cooler. So adding some blankets and some texture is also good for warmth of the people, but also warmth in your room. Mm-hmm. So you start thinking about, you know, using maybe some wool or some fleece or, you know, things that have a lot of texture to them.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it immediately warms up the room and it immediately gives that cozy, the snuggly feeling.
Right, exactly.
And very inviting for sure.
Thanks. Yep, you can even, so if you have window treatments that are sheer, you can even swap those out for, you know, something a little heavier to add a little bit of texture to your space. You can wrap your lampshades with an old sweater is another good idea. Or even wrap your lampshades in some burlap. Burlap is pretty expensive and it adds some texture to your space.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, and I do love what you talk about, like adding the texture and the different patterns and everything. It adds a completely different layer to the room.
Right, especially I'm in New England. I don't think we said that, but so, you know, it starts to get colder here.
Yes. Oh, and I forgot to ask you, I know you said you were really passionate about the New England
Patriots.
Patriots, absolutely, yes. I don't watch too much football, but I do like Patriots. But what about the New England clam chowder?
New England clam chowder is also good.
There you go.
You have some of that in front of the fire.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes. All right. So the third tip that you like, I mean, that you're giving us.
So what I was going to say at the beginning too was that I like to decorate for fall instead of decorating. If you don't use Halloween decorations and just use fall decorations, then your decor can last you from now all the way up until Thanksgiving or after when you put up your holiday decor. Mm-hmm. So if you use pumpkins and mums instead of skeletons and jack-o'-lanterns, then that decor will last you right through. You can always add some, you know, skeletons or jack-o'-lanterns, but if you have some things that are strictly fall and not necessarily Halloween, then that decor can last right through Thanksgiving. So a little bit more longevity on your decor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the favorite tips that I got from what you have given us. Instead of sorry, I got a phone call in between.
That's okay.
So this is one of my favorite tips that you have given me from the 5 tips that you have given, plus the bonus tip, which is coming. Yeah, this is one of the favorite tips because I do see a lot of people who end up doing the skeletons and the jack-o'-lanterns and everything is like carved pumpkin and everything, and then it doesn't last too long. I know. I mean, and if people are using it like the same things over and over, but which you cannot do with your pumpkins, right? And the carved ones and stuff. So this is a great way for you, especially if you're busy and if you don't have the time. Mm-hmm. This is a wonderful way for you to decorate.
Yeah, exactly. You get a lot more bang for your buck too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those are just like beautiful. I mean, I love that light green, that color.
Yeah, because that green was what we had in the room anyway.
Yes, yes, I did see that from the before picture.
Right.
It's like, oh my God, it's still that same people. That's why I love this particular one so much, because you decorated it based on who these people are and
Right.
what they like. And even though we say fall decorations, it doesn't always mean you need to have your oranges and brown. You can still keep up with it, right?
Yeah, like this family liked that muted color palette. So in order, we can stick with that, even though it's fall decorating.
Yeah.
So,
I think I might just have given up the fourth point.
That's tip number 4. Exactly. You can find fall decor that is in the color scheme of your home. It doesn't have to be, orange and black. You can find, like we found these muted green and white pumpkins. And we added just a little bit of pop of yellow, and you get the green from the mums. And if you notice, the basket too goes back to that texture. So it adds a little bit of texture to the space as well.
Yeah. And I love the height of that.
Right. Putting the mom in, putting the mom in the basket gives a little bit of height. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're basically adding color, you're adding texture, you're adding the height. So it's really awesome. Just from that one picture, there's just so many points that we can actually say about decoration.
Yeah, right? Just make sure you water your mums so that they last through till Thanksgiving.
There you go. Another tip for you.
Another tip. Don't forget to water the mums.
That's true. All right. And then we have the 5th tip.
5th tip is add scents of the season. So you probably notice whenever you smell a familiar smell, it brings up memories to you, right? So whatever, these particular pine cones actually are cinnamon scented. So they add some fragrance to the room, but they also bring in the scent of fall. So you could add, apple scent or pumpkin scent or cinnamon scent. And then, if you're decorating for the holidays, you can add in a little bit of, pine scent. But whatever scent, you have to think about scents as well when you're decorating your space, because using all of your senses helps to create the whole aesthetic of the room. So those pine cones are cinnamon scented, so they bring in a little bit of the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love this tip as well, by the way, because I've seen a lot of the pine cones, but they weren't scented. So I didn't actually get that much from me. But then the minute I said, oh, this is scented, I'm like going, oh, that's really cool. Because what I do is I actually end up boiling the cinnamons in a bowl, right?
Yeah,
and
you can do that too. Sure. Or
Yeah.
you could put pine cones that you get in your yard and add some cinnamon sticks to it instead of buying the cinnamon scented pine cones.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. And I do love adding candles to it too.
Absolutely. Yep. I've also seen, if you have a lot of pine cones in your yard, you can put a little bit of glue on them and roll them in cinnamon, so you can make your own cinnamon scented pine cones as well.
Oh, okay, cool. There you go. A lady with a lot of tips. And
tips. I'm full of tips today.
I'm full of tips today, yes.
Which is brings us to the bonus tip.
Yes.
So whenever I am decorating a space for a client, I like to add at least one whimsical item to the room, something a little bit quirky, a little bit fun, maybe speaks to the homeowner's personality. So in this space, we added this cute little owl, simply because he looks like fall with his houndstooth belly and the feathers on him. So we added him to the mantle.
Yeah, and it's really cute too.
He is pretty cute. Yep.
Yeah.
From Pier 1.
Oh, that's Pier 1?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
They have great little quirky items that you can find there. But I always try to add, like I did, I had a kitchen renovation with a client who told me a story about how he used to watch Emeril Lagasse, and his kids used to sneak down the stairs and watch it with him. So as a surprise, before I did the final reveal of the kitchen, I put the letters BAM, BAM, in the corner of the back of the kitchen. So it's just a little bit something, something whimsical and something personal to the family.
Yes, yes, yes.
And my little signature.
There you go. And I think that's another thing which I would love to mention is, like, we always talk about how we bring the client's personality into our designs when you talk to a designer. And this is another thing. This is what makes Wendy different from all of the rest of us, because she incorporates one whimsical or quirky item to her to the rooms. So that's what makes her special. So that's how we can tell that, okay, one designer is different from the other, just like how each one of our clients is different from the other.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Try not to be so serious.
That's very true. So I just love this picture, and I think this actually gives, like a total of like that whole area which you redecorated.
Right.
And I really love this. So again, Wendy's company is called Details Full Service Interiors.
Yes, it is.
It is. So that is the end of our slideshow here. Now let's go back to the one-on-one. So
there we are.
Each other, right?
Right.
Yeah. So Wendy, tell us a little bit about the Facebook Lives that you do.
So my Facebook page is facebook.com/details full service interiors. And every weekday I do a little live series, and it's called The Daily Details. For the month of September, we're actually doing a declutter challenge. So I put that out. People sign up with their email, and every day of the month they have a task to do. And then in the Daily Details live show, I'm going over tips and techniques on how to complete that task. So in the Daily Details, I offer decorating tips and design advice, just quick little snippets every weekday.
Oh, cool. Well, we have already seen that you are a queen of tips, because this one was packed with tips.
That'll be my new title.
the tip queen, right?
The tip queen.
Well, I'm sure we can word it a little bit nicer than that. But
we'll
everybody gets the idea. Sorry?
We'll call them the details instead of the tips.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That one.
That's true. Okay. So thank you so much, Wendy, for being a part of this show and for taking the time, because I truly appreciate anyone who takes the time to support me and support Coffee Break, because I know time is the one thing that we can never get back.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. It was a lot of fun, and we learned a lot.
Great.
Yes. And thank you guys again for being supportive and watching Coffee Break. And please do share this with all your friends and family, because I'm sure somebody can use these tips which Wendy has just given us. Until next time, see you next month on another episode of Coffee Break. Bye-bye.